Here we go, folks. Here we bloody go. Into the semi-finals of the African Cup of Nations. But who's going to go through to the final? We'll take a little look next. Right, folks, Batman's giving another prediction video today. We look forward to the 2021 African Cup of Nations semi-finals. And I got my predictions coming at you in just 1 second. If you're new, where you been? Smash your subscribe button and keep an eye on it. All things AFCON related, Papa Rovers related, world football. We got all here, boys, under one roof scare. Of course, didn't I do well, boys? Didn't I do bloody well? Predicting each and every one of those quarterfinals bang on the nose. Can I do it again in the semi-finals? We'll look at it, all of it, in a minute. Of course, big shout out to my VIPs. They're the Patreons, boys. Thank you for your love and, of course, behind us. I really appreciate it. And if you want to help out the channel in another way, check out that link down below, patreon.com/Roverseas. But anyway, let's recap, of course, how we all got on last time around then, shall we? Of course, I've got hey, editor, shrink my ass. Boo, there we go, boys. Here we go. Here we go, boys. Here we go. First and foremost, let's take a look at how we got to this stage. That's right. We're going to recap, of course, all the nations that got to the knockout stages at any second. Of course, the computer is thinking about it. There we go. Yeah, coming in a bit of a randomised order there. For, of course, we did say goodbye to Comoros, Nigeria. Who else did we lose there? We got lost Cape Verde, of course, and Guinea. We also lost on the other side Mali, Gabon as well, Ivory Coast, and of course Malawi. Which I did set up these, of course, tasty quarterfinals. It was Burkina Faso taking on Tunisia. And that's right, folks. I got that one bang. Well, pretty much close to the money there. 2-1 win it was for me, for Burkina Faso, to go through to the semis. It was actually a 1-0 win in the end for Burkina Faso, so not too bad there. Meanwhile, of course, Senegal did get past Equatorial Guinea. 2-1 was my pick. It was actually, 3-1 in the end. Senegal going through as well. So that's, of course, completed that side of the bracket. We'll elaborate on that in a minute. Of course, Gambia gave us good account of themselves against Cameroon. Of course, the favourites, the hosts, you would think. 3-1 in the end for Cameroon. That was my pick. 2-0 it was in the real world. Of course, at the bottom there, it was the crunch clash. I went with a 1-0 win for Egypt. And, of course, it ended up as a 2-1 win in the end for Egypt as well. So, basically, I predicted all 4 winners, guys. I predicted all 4 winners. That is correct. So let's take a look at, of course, our prediction league then, shall we? Of course, we've been rocking it since the start of the tournament. Of course, let's take a look at the round of quarterfinals then, see who did well. Of course, did anybody else get 4? Of course they didn't. Of course they didn't. Why? It's because I'm the prediction king, boys. I am the prediction king, getting 4 out of 4 there. That's right. That's where you got to be. You got your one-stop shop right here. Football predictions. This is the place to be. Of course, Hans Worsley, you did okay. You did all right, guys. You did all right. Didn't do, of course, as good as me, but you did pretty well for yourself. As, of course, the overall grand scheme of things for the AFCON from the get-go. James PFC, our great, is winning it at the moment. Only, of course, 3 points left in it. So we're looking at 1st to 5th. Still got an outside shot to go the distance as well. I think there might be any doubles knocking around in there. Shepherd, he must have a double, surely. No, Shepherd gave up the ghost a long time ago. That's, of course, the state of play there. Of course, we'll kick it off forward, though, to those semi-final matches now. And, of course, we're going to talk about it in a bit more detail. So, of course, after the predictions, of course, we were left with these 4 nations. That's right, Burkina Faso, Senegal, Cameroon, and Egypt. There are 2 tasty little semi-finals on our agenda. So we're going to jump in the deep end with the first, which, of course, will take place on the 2nd of February. No rest for the rookie here. So let's jump in the deep end. Of course, I've got basic data on this one because it is still fresh off the press. I don't have actual odds on this one, don't think. We'll see anyway. Of course, now these 2 sides have played each other 3 times. It's done 14, and they've all ended up as 0-0 or draws, basically. Of course, this match will take place at the Stadio Omnisport de Lula. Of course, Burkina Faso Covenanters just 1 defeat the past 6 games for them, 67% form, up against the Senegal side, who haven't lost in the last at least 6, 83% form for them as well. Those 3 draws all ended up, I don't know, the grand scheme of things. They've scored 2 goals against each other over the course of those 3 games, which works out around about 0.67 goals game ratio. Of course, last time played was a 2-2 draw back in 2017, it was in September. World Cup qualifying campaign it was, 2-2 in the end. That was over in Burkina Faso, and last time played in Senegal was in an all square as well. Burkina Faso coming in on the back of that one over Tunisia. Senegal did beat Equatorial Guinea as well. If we turn the clock back to, of course, match number 1, Cameroon did beat Burkina Faso, of course, 2-1 on opening day. If they follow that with a win over Cape Verde, of course, and ended up there with their group phase with a draw against Ethiopia. Since then, they've knocked out Gabon and Tunisia. As for Senegal, they opened up their account with, of course, a 1-0 win over Zimbabwe, a 0-0 0-0 draw against Guinea, and of course the 0-0 draw against Malawi. They have finally had their defence breached, of course, last time against Equatorial Guinea, but of course prior to that they did beat Cape Verde as well. I do not have any odds on this one, but I'm going to give you the odds for them to lift the trophy at the end of the campaign. I'll give it to you right here, right now. I've got Senegal actually the favourites here, 13-8 to lift the trophy at the end of the campaign. Burkina Faso are 10-1 to go the distance as well. I do like the fact that Burkina Faso are here. I think they've had an amazing journey to get to the stage, and I think they've got the capabilities of an upset here, but I don't think it's going to happen. I'm going to go with my head on this one, and my head says Senegal. They've bubbled at the right time, of course, scoring goals and looking the real bloody part. So I'm going to go with a cheeky 2-1 win, I think, going in favour of Senegal. That's right. It should be popping up on the screen right about now. There you go. 2-1 win in the end for Senegal for me. You know, got to give the benefit of the doubt for Burkina Faso. They've done well to get the stage, ousting Tunisia, of course, who did oust Nigeria. They've had a bit of a tricky route themselves, but Senegal really, the cream has risen to the top. They haven't really been tested though. I think they will get tested in this game against Burkina Faso, but ultimately, you look at the squad. It is a phenomenal squad in Senegal. Of course, probably one of the best, if not the best, in the tournament itself. And they've got a good team of players, not a really one superstar standout. Speaking of superstar standouts, let's take a look at the other game. Of course, looking forward to that banger. It will be, of course, the host Cameroon up against Egypt. That's right, of course, over on that'll be on the 3rd of Feb, of course, over in Cameroon. That's right, taking place at the Olembe Stadium. Played it, of course, on the 3rd of Feb. Played it 8 times these two nations, of course, in 2004. 1 win for Cameroon, 5 wins to Egypt, and 2 draws. That's right. Cameroon coming to this unbeaten in the last 6, picking up 5 wins in the past 6, of course, 92% form for them, and they haven't lost in the last 9 as well. Up against the Egypt side, have won 4 in the spin, 67% form as well. They have slowly improved their quality throughout this tournament as well. Of course, Cameroon's biggest win, and only win over Egypt over the course of those 8 games, was a 2-1 win. The biggest win the other way was a 3-1 win for Egypt. Egypt scored 15 goals compared to Cameroon's 9, which works out around a 1.88 goals game ratio for Egypt compared to the 1.13 goals game ratio for Cameroon. Last time there was a 2-1 win for Cameroon. That was in the Africa Cup of Nations knockout stage way back in 2017. Was the final. That's right. Cameroon went on and won the piston thing. However, they meet at the dress rehearsal right here, right now, at the semi-final. Of course, Egypt's won a last win, of course, over Cameroon was a 2-1 win back in 2012. It's been a while. It's been 10 years since they beat them, of course. Let's take a look at the Cows Cameroon, their journey. They did start with that 2-1 win over Burkina Faso, followed up with a 4-1 win over Ethiopia. They did draw with Cape Verde, and followed up with a 2-1 win over Comoros, and of course a 2-0 win over Gambia. Maybe a bit of an easy journey so far through the knockout stages for Cameroon, but of course they've got to beat the best to beat the rest, or beat the rest to beat the best. Of course, as for Egypt, they start off with that 1-0 loss against Nigeria, bounced back with a 1-0 win over Guinea, and of course a 1-0 win over Sudan. Followed that up with a penalty win over Ivory Coast, and an extra time win over Morocco to get to this stage. Again, I got no odds on this one, but I can tell you the odds for who's going to lift the trophy. Of course, Cameroon are second favourites, 15-8 to go the distance. 11-4 is your Egypt on this one. So it's quite tight. And again, you've got Mo Salah in there, who has started to raise this game, of course. So for me, though, unfortunately, I think this is where the Egypt train journey ends, of course, at the Africa Cup of Nations. I think they're going to crash out here in the semi-final stages, of course, to the hands of the hosts. That's right, Cameroon. I think they have just got the backing of the fans in the stands, which, of course, you can't underestimate that, the power of the fans these days. I just think that Cameroon will have too much in the tank on the day to get past them. Of course, the record does show that Egypt have had a bit of recent run of events against Cameroon over the course of time, but this is the Africa Cup of Nations in Cameroon. Cameroon are going to try and at least make the final of it, and it'll be a tasty one as well to set up a zinger final between Senegal and Cameroon, of course, to decide who is the kings of Africa. And of course, let's break it down a little bit further. Of course, 3 of these 4 nations have made it through to the World Cup quarterfinals, or whatever it is, the 3rd round, whatever it is, a chance to get themselves close to Qatar 2022. So we are seeing the cream of the crop. No Ivory Coast knocking about. None of these other nations that, of course, didn't get to those final stages of the African Cup of Nations. We are seeing the best here. Burkina Faso, though, of course, a dark horse surprise package here, also trying to give a good account of themselves. But ultimately, for me, Senegal up against Cameroon to final to dedicate it to make it a bit of a tasty one in the end. Sure to get your own predictions, and of course, /AFCON 2022. We'll look forward to seeing what you got in the end. But ultimately, boys and girls, that is it. That's all I've got for you. Be sure to give the video some love, smash your thumbs up, smash your subscribe. Of course, check me out down below. Of course, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitch as well. So make sure you check out those numbers as well. But of course, if you are an African football expert and want to get involved in, of course, the channel, I am looking for people to get involved for the World Cup. So if you are of African descent, get involved. Let me know down below, of course, or just a very knowledgeable person from Africa. But until then, boys, I'll see you soon for the next one. Until then, we are done for now.